Hey guys, hope everything went well with the last couple of songs. The Ukulele Waltz is very nice. So, the last video there. And in the meantime, while I was playing around with the Ukulele Waltz and all of that, I started to kind of obsess over ukulele waltzes, and started messing around with it and came up with some little ideas. And this one here is because I wasn't sure what to name them, with no lyrics, just with music. I didn't want to put some sort of a title on it and make it sort of be something. Like if I called something, I don't know, sunset, then automatically you think of something. So I just wanted it to be just a piece of music. So this is Ukulele Waltz number 1 in G major. Pretty creative title, I think. But anyway, so, and of course, I printed it out, and then as I'm playing through it, I actually scratched out and made notes and changes, and so I have, with the changes that I've made, I've actually never played this yet. I set everything up to make the video, played through it once, and decided I liked it slightly different. So, let's see what happens. So I'll play it and then we'll go through it. Kind of nice, I think. One slight, almost misstep when I was playing one of the parts, and I'm kind of realizing that I am, I think, going from to things where I actually have to kind of, in things, the ukulele is kind of sliding down, so I think I have to figure out some way to hold it up here. I'll figure that out. But anyway, so that's Ukulele Waltz number 1 in G major, and you may have noticed as I was playing, I don't know how easy it is to see the chords, but once you sort of get a feel for how it how it sounds, you can certainly hear it's like a G, a D, a C, there's an E minor in there, and that could be all the chords. Yeah, all the chords. I didn't realize how basic it was, but it sounds nice. So anyway, the first part, G, and I do kind of like a roll, kind of. D. Okay, so really simple. The G, then just those two strings, the A and the E strings. Then a little melody. So 3, 5, and then the D, and again the same. Two strings, and then a little melody off of that. So basically the way that this is set up is a chord and just embellishing the chord, sort of adding, really adding nothing, but with single notes it sort of makes it seem like something's happening, but nothing's happening. Now there's a melody, and then the D, little thing, nothing changing, and then melody. So chord with little thing, measure of a chord with little thing, measure of a chord with a little melody, measure of a chord with a little thing, measure of a chord with a little melody. So it alternates between the two back and forth. And then we get to the next part where there isn't any melody, sort of, it's just chords. But I'm getting ahead of myself. We'll get to that. So the G, D, C, G, D, but now it's the D with the open A string, and then it repeats that. Okay, so that's another thing we can talk about is a lot of the times in a song they will label sections with letters. So A section, a B section, a C section. Okay, so this is the A section that I just played. The next part is the B section because it's the next different part. And then it goes back to the A section again. So it's A, B, A is the format of this. Twinkle Twinkle Little Star is an A, B, A format. You know, is A, and then is B. And then the A again, the sort of third part, is the first part again. So A, B, A. But anyway, so now we get to the B section, which is where I had written in all the changes that I wanted to make. And I think that's where I slightly messed up when I played through it. But so we have an E minor, C, G, D with the open, E minor again, C, G, D, E minor, C. Now we have a B minor, and then D with a higher note. And I realized at the beginning I didn't mention that there's a B minor also. E minor, D with the lower, and G. And then it goes back to the A section. So there we are. Pretty easy. Ukulele Waltz, number 1 in G major. Another thing that I was kind of realizing is I'm not looking at my hand a lot. Okay, and if I stick with 1 finger per fret, with that sort of a layout, then say for the D, I'm using my first finger on the 2nd fret, 3rd finger not used, 4th finger not used, 2nd finger not used, 3rd finger not used, 4th finger used on the 5th fret. I was thinking frets, that's why I had the right numbers. So my 4th finger, so 1, 2, 3, 4th finger, 4 frets up. Then when I play that little D bit that goes, I can easily play with my pinky, and now the 3rd fret is that finger, because that's sort of the fret that is assigned to that finger. Pretty easy. Okay, so even for that, although with the G chord, my 2nd finger ends up being on the 2nd fret, I slide up to the 3rd for that little 3, 5, 3rd, 2nd and 4th finger, 3rd and 5th frets. Because then that allows my 1st finger to be right at the 2nd fret, again keeping 1 finger per fret. So I play the C, in this case, with my 2nd finger, because then I play, so I need my 1st finger for there. So, except for the lower D, which I have to move fingers down to the 2nd fret, aside from that, I believe all the way through I am using the 1 finger per fret sort of approach. That's a good thing to think about, because what that does is it allows you to not look at the page and then look at the ukulele and then look at the page and then the ukulele and then the page, because you could lose your place. So this way I could play and just stare at the page. Although I realized I did use a different finger for something. I was just trying to rush through it. Should learn to not rush through things. But anyway, so Ukulele Waltz number 1 in G major. Pretty cool.